Good morning, my cool kids. How's everybody doing on this absolutely beautiful Tuesday morning? Rob is doing extra fantastic. I actually woke up a bit early today, about a half hour earlier than usual, because one of my little doggies, you see that lighter colored one? She's the littler one. She's the only girl of the three, named Sophie. Jumped on my bed and woke me right up, and I was like, oh, what are you doing, doggy? But she just had to go potty. I mean, you could tell doggies do certain things when they have to go potty, and she goes like that in your face, like acting all weird in the morning if you don't let her out in time. And she just had to go potty, so I let her out. I got up for the day. Ended up turning, I am up a half hour before my alarm clock into a good thing. Have some extra time this morning to be able to get a video out to you guys. And honestly, what I want to talk about today actually popped into my head, and I realized I hadn't even talked to you guys about it. And what that is something that I call developmental goals. They're developmental goals is the way I call it. A lot of people will have a certain thing that they're setting their eyes on, a certain next little step that they're setting their eyes on, a certain thing that they're setting just on that. There we go, here we go, yay. That's what they're doing. Now, the problem with that is all your eggs in one basket ratio. Now, if you end up, bonk, I say, get yourself back up and brush yourself off. Poop, that stunk. I just fell right on my face. That goal is, oh boy, it got away. It's like that little golden finch in Harry Potter. Like, it's gone. Like, yeah, I might be able to find it. Still a snake just went flying across over there. Sorry, it distracted me for a second. Pretty big snake. Buzz snake over there. But yeah, anyways, it got away from you. All right. What I have is developmental goals. I have goals that are related to each other. They're not directly related necessarily, and they all work on their own individually at the same time. Let's just say I want to get 10 hours of overtime in this month. So I got those 10 hours of overtime that I want to make sure I get those in, like, at certain times. Like, hey, they're going to allow us to have overtime on Thursday, so I'll make sure I stay. I want to get that. Boop, boop, boop. I want to try to meet that by the end of the month. I want to have this much money saved by this date 6 weeks from now. Well, I made sure to make that goal relative to making my overtime goal. The more overtime you work, the more money you save. Well, I want to make sure that I stick to my budgets. I got to write this budget up a little bit better than I did before. I have less bills. I paid off one of my credit cards, so my budget should be less now. I shouldn't be spending the same amount of money that I did before. So now I got a certain budget there written out, and I got that all written out now too. And that all relates back to, I should have more money saved in the bank at the same time, which, goes back as well as the overtime. You get all these different, this chain web of things. And then, I want to be able to buy a new car this year before the end of the summer, before we go into fall and winter, because my ride is not doing so well. Now, it's not doing so well, but I want a car from an actual, a car dealership. I want a dealership one. I don't want to buy one privately. Your insurance always ends up being high, everything like that. So that relates back to me working more, to having a better budget, to, saving the money into the bank, everything else. I got all these separate goals that individually, that you're working on them at the same time as well, but they all relate to themselves at the same time. But if you fail at one, like, I didn't hit this goal, well, you still have the other goal that you worked on. I did good there, I did good there. When you're meeting goals and you're meeting things in your mind and you're meeting, your expectations, it helps your mind, it helps your brain, it keeps you motivated. If you got all your eggs in one basket and you mess up on one thing and, oh God, I gotta start back at square one. Yes, brush yourself off. If you're doing that, then that's totally fine. Brush yourself off, keep going, keep yourself motivated, keep yourself, you can do it. I know you can. You're making the right choices, right? You're not lying about your choices to anybody, anything, even yourself. You're still, you're doing the right thing. It means I believe in you because you're doing the right things. You believe in you as well. But yeah, separate those things out. Make it so that you can have a little bit of a little leeway, a little bounce, a little, you didn't do one thing, well, here's another thing. You did this right, you did that right, you did everything else, knowing that you're still on that right path. It's those baby steps. The more baby steps along the way, the bigger the base, the sturdier the structure. Your life. Anyways, that's all I really got for you today. Honestly, it'll help you. I promise you. I promise you. And a part of that is also having your circle. Your circle doesn't have to be people in person or anything else like that. You want to be putting out those positive vibes for a positive life. The positive vibes, you're putting those positive vibes out to your closest circle first. they're going to send it back to you. Positive reinforcement, positivity. You know, strength from within, strength from the outside as well. The strength does come from within. Mostly, you want to believe in yourself and be, only have to rely on yourself. But it's nice to be able to have someone else at the same time. There's a difference between relying and helping. Help is a wonderful thing to have. Help is an amazing thing to have. Don't be like a grump, a stinge, I have to do this on my own. That's how you fail. That's how you fall on your face. Keep yourself open, blinders off. Keep putting out those positive vibes for a positive life. Thank you so much for being here. And always, 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 always be the best possible you. Have a wonderful day.